I've read some of your comments saying that you're scared to machine polish your paint job. You're afraid that you're going to burn through your clear coat or you're going to cause some kind of damage. And I get it. I don't blame you. The truth is, if you've never used one of these before, you really shouldn't be attempting a full-on paint correction. Instead, I recommend just enhancing your paint using an all-in-one polish like this. This will help you to get the feel for using a polisher and build some confidence with it, because you gotta learn how to walk before you can run. The focus here is not to remove a bunch of scratches like with a paint correction. The idea is just to run over it quickly so you can bring out a bunch of gloss and shine. It's a lot safer, it's way quicker, and honestly, the average person can't even tell the difference between the results of this and a paint correction. They just see shiny. So coming up, I'm gonna run through the whole process on the Tacoma here, but there's a twist. You see, this truck is already suffering from clear coat failure in some spots. It's starting to blister, and it's even flaking off in some areas as well. And while most people wouldn't touch this thing with a polisher, I'm gonna do it anyway. To prove to you that with this mild version of polishing, you don't need to worry about burning through anything other than your underwear after a visit to Taco Bell. By the way, if you wanna learn how to do all this, there's a link down below. Now, if you watched my previous video, you would have already seen me wash this thing and prepare it for polishing. That was in the video where I compared an automatic touch-free car wash to washing it by hand. Spoiler alert, there's no replacement for washing it by hand. So we're gonna pick back up on this project with the clay bar process. For this time, I'm gonna switch it up just to show you that it really doesn't matter what you use. I'm gonna use a Nanoskin auto scrub sponge, similar to like the clay towels that everybody's talking about these days. This is sort of upsetting. Clay barring failed clear coat is not something that you're gonna see on the Obsessed Garage YouTube channel anytime soon, but I feel like this is sort of what I can offer to the industry, a little bit more real world type of stuff. Maybe some of you guys are gonna be in a similar situation to me here. So this still feels quite rough, and that's to be expected because it's the clear coat, man. It's just not healthy. And that's where the roughness is coming from. It's not because it's contaminated like a traditional paint job because it has, you know, particles embedded in the paint. I've never quite seen a paint job like this with all of the cracks and stuff in it. And I have to assume that these darker scratches are in through the base coat into the primer. This is, I guess, maybe 20 years of sitting in the direct sunshine. Lesson learned. Make sure you wax your paint. I want to get some paint depth readings with my gauge here, not because I'm worried about how much material I'm taking off, because that's really not something to be concerned about, but it's more just because I'm curious. I know the history of the paintwork on this truck, and I want to see if it presents itself in the depth readings. Pretty much as expected. The truck is averaging between like 120, 130 microns, which is pretty normal for like a factory Toyota truck paint job of this era. Driver's side fender is a little bit thicker. That's been repainted. I had it painted. Driver's side door has been replaced with a junkyard door, same color, and I believe original Toyota paint on it because it matches the same thickness as the rest of the truck. Same story with the bedside on the back. Interesting. One other thing that's not like a huge shocker is that this section of the roof where the clear coat is quite obviously hurting, it was very thin there. I was seeing like 86 microns, and I'm willing to bet if we were to measure a door jamb that, yeah, 89 microns. So just 3 microns less than that, and this clear coat is toast. Let's get polishing. I feel like I can polish this whole truck in like an hour. Let's find out. Here's a concept that you do not hear people talk about on here ever. This is my beautiful Toyota MR2. When I work on a car like this, I'm using the best of the best stuff. In general, I'm just very careful overall. But this truck is daily driven, winter driven, sits outside year round. The undercarriage is oil sprayed. And on top of that, some of the paint is actually peeling off of this thing. So for something like, you know, microfiber towels, am I gonna risk my really high quality ones that I use on this car? Heck no. I'm gonna use my crappy ones that I'm about to throw out because this is just a messy project. This is a messy vehicle to work on. You don't have to be careful when you're working on a clap wagon. That's sort of the moral of the story here. So for those upper surfaces, I was running my machine at speed 4. I purposely wanted to slow it down just a little bit because they're already damaged and they're pretty sensitive. Now that I get to the sides, I'm gonna ramp it up to speed 5 or 6, go full send, and I'm gonna zip around the whole truck as quickly as I can. I'm doing about 2 passes fairly quickly with moderate pressure. I do have to be a little bit careful here. I'm gonna try to avoid this section of the fender flare just because the paint is peeling all along this edge. It's very common on these Tacomas. They all seem to do it. At this point, I felt a weird vibration after swapping to a fresh pad. I thought I just put it on off center at first, but after adjusting it, something still felt off. Now keep in mind, this pad is 10 plus years old and should have been thrown out a long time ago. Here's something interesting for you. I no longer trust this pad. This is an old one, it's beat up. See how it's actually got chunks coming off of it? This pad, watch out, this is about to blow up. It's about to explode right off of the backing plate. I can feel based on the vibrations in the machine, this does not feel like a happy pad. It feels like it's got a certain amount of wiggle in it that's not part of the dual action of the machine. And you can see that it's actually, the foam is starting to disintegrate. So I'm gonna stop using this before it blows off and I end up with my bare backing plate on the paint. Oh, look at that. That's the Velcro coming off the back of the foam. So this pad is destroyed. It's bad timing for this to happen to me while I'm filming a video about how safe polishing your paint is, but just rest assured you won't have to worry about this if you're using newer pads. All right, so now I got the top section and all down this passenger side is all finished. It's all polished, but you might have noticed that I haven't wiped the polish off yet. There is a wax in this all-in-one polish that we're leaving behind. So the longer I can leave this on here, the better of an application it's gonna be. I'm just doing the entire truck and then I'll come back and I'll wipe it off the entire truck all in one shot. It's a little bit more efficient. We're not making very good time here. I'm 10 minutes away from my 1 hour mark. Well, I didn't hit my 1 hour mark, but I did do almost exactly an hour and a half. So it's not bad if you ask me for a whole pickup truck. So the nice thing about working with products like this is that they're so easy to wipe off that even if you're working outside in the direct sun, you can leave it on for a decent amount of time. I wouldn't leave it on all day or anything, but it wipes right off super easy. This has been on here for an hour and a half and it's coming right off. Not gonna come off too easily up here because the paint is so dried out. It just kind of absorbed it. There isn't even really any more polish left up here, which is definitely strange, but it makes sense in this case because the clear coat is blistered, so not much we can do with that. We also can confirm that using an all-in-one polish like this does not fix failed clear coat. All right, I'll show you the after shot here, but spoiler alert, it doesn't look that much different from the before shot, but it's certainly gonna be more glossy and shinier when we pull it outside. It's just that A, we didn't really fix a lot of the deep, nasty scratches that are in this poor paint job, and B, silver paint just doesn't show that much. So that's just me being transparent. I'm not gonna try and film this in a way that makes it look like we've had this massive before and after transformation on this truck, because we're just trying to gloss it up. We're just trying to make it shinier. So with that said, I think we do have to find some other ways to improve the looks of this truck. The main thing that really jumps out at me is all of the black plastic trim is getting a little dull, a little faded. This thing sits outside in the sunshine and just bakes all summer long. Another thing that really jumps out at me is you can see these windshield wiper arms. The paint is chipping off of them. They're just really beat up. So I'm gonna pull those off next, I think, and we'll give them a fresh coat of paint. That's definitely gonna remove that eyesore. We also have all of these chips on the paint on the front end here. So first of all, you can see it's definitely glossier looking, right? You can see in the garage lighting that it looks better, right? It's definitely an improvement, but if you come in really tight, you'll see these black marks are actually chips in the paint. It's not very pretty, that's for sure. So I do have a paint pen from Toyota here that's the proper color match for this. Let's just get rid of these black dots and make it gray again. That's really the level that we're going for here. And finally, this chrome bumper could use a little bit of attention and just have a little bit of rust staining and stuff remaining. So I'm gonna polish it up. We'll play around with that and see what happens. They might not be show quality, but at least they're black again and don't have a bunch of silver poking through, so we'll call that good enough. I'm gonna let those bake in the pure sunshine out here, and in the meantime, we're gonna come in here and focus on some touch-up paint. All right, well, that still looks like total crap, but it's okay because the goal was never to make it look amazing. I just wanted to seal it up so it doesn't start rusting or anything. The next way that we're gonna make this paint look better than it actually is by creating a little contrast. And what I mean is making all of this black plastic trim black again. You can see how gray and faded and oxidized some of this stuff is. If we have the black stuff really popping and contrasting against the silver paint, that's gonna make it look better than average. So normally I would use like a trim restoration product, but I don't have any here right now, and I'm not gonna buy anything for this truck. So I do have a whole bunch of this trim serum from Lithium. It's gonna create a similar look to like one of the ceramic coatings or even like Solution Finish or something like that. The main difference here is that it's just not gonna last as long. I really wanted to do something with this old chrome bumper. The orange rust stains were really aging the truck. I didn't want to make any promises or claims ahead of time because honestly, I didn't know if I'd be able to improve it at all. But a combination of steel wool, compound, and a microfiber cutting pad gave me a pretty impressive result.
Well, I hope you've had a great Tuesday. It was certainly a hot one out there, definitely hitting the peak of this current heat wave. Temperatures around 35 degrees through Waterloo region today. We're keeping a track because we could actually break a record.
Well, the taco is all polished up now, and the wax that's left behind from the all-in-one polish should last for a couple of months. I think I'll boost it up with a ceramic spray the next time I wash it, just to buy a little bit more time. And while it looks decent, especially on camera, we really had to manage our expectations here. Realistically, this thing doesn't just need a full paint correction, it actually needs a full paint job. So the goal was always just to make it glossy again and leave it at that. The only way to fix clear coat that's blistering or flaking off like on this truck is by painting it. So this process isn't going to do anything for that. All of the parts that were hurting are still hurting, just the rest of the truck is now glossy, and most importantly, we didn't cause any new damage. Even when polishing over the really sensitive spots, they didn't change after. If your paint is in good shape, or at least better condition than this truck, you've got nothing to worry about. So if you want to learn how to polish your paint like this, grab my guide down below. And if you don't want to give me your money, that's cool. There's free stuff down there too. And if you still aren't sure whether or not you want to jump straight to an actual paint correction, this video will help you to decide. All right, back to the air conditioning.